Today I'm going to look at a tip I wanted to present at a recent webinar. I'll put a link in the show notes and right there. It's about Microsoft Teams and specifically PowerPoint Live. I wasn't able to present it because I wasn't aware of one of the downsides of PowerPoint Live. We'll talk about downsides, but of course we're going to highlight the plus sides of PowerPoint Live and why you really should use that in Microsoft Teams when doing your next presentation. So let's dive into the presentation. So here we are again in my PowerPoint slide deck, and there's two ways to get back into a presentation. Now there is the Present in Teams button that's all the way on top here. I can press that and I can start the presentation like that. Or if I open up Microsoft Teams itself, I'm already in the meeting with myself, and there's a top button here called Share. You used to do a share screen when you had a PowerPoint presentation, but now there is also the Mastering Microsoft Teams slide deck, and I can click on this and I can open that up and I can start the presentation like that. But let's see how that works when we're in PowerPoint itself. So when I click on Present in Teams, I get a button here that you're in a presentation, so it already knows that you want to present in this presentation specifically. So let's click on Present. It starts loading PowerPoint Live. Right from the start, you're presented with the presenter mode that you know from a normal presentation when you do that on two separate slides. So let's have a look what the presenter mode looks like. We have our slides down below, we have our notes inside our screen, and we have a slide skipper. We can skip slides, we can get a grid view, which gives us an option to skip to different slides directly. We have the ellipsis, which we'll go to in just a moment. We have a pointer, we have a laser pointer, and we have highlighting options as well. Now, what does the visitor of this presentation see? So let's open up that other page that I have open here, and this is the screen that I see as a viewer of the presentation. So right from the start, it looks like the normal presentation. I see the person that's presenting, and I have an additional option. Very cool. I can now skip to different slides. If I don't want that as a presenter, let's go back. There is the preview option. If I deselect that as an option for visitors, I can see that this is now grayed out and I don't have that option. So if you want to keep it a secret what you're going to talk about, or you want to keep people in the flow of your current slides, there is an option to quit the presenter view. Now there used to be an additional option to import your camera inside the slide deck. That has been removed. I don't know why. Maybe it's only because I'm using Teams Premium or not Premium Preview, but I don't know. It just went away. So what I can do from the presenter view is I can navigate to a different slide, such as this one, the one that we started off with. And as a visitor, I now see that same slide. Now as a visitor, I can skip forward and have the person talk about PowerPoint Live. I don't need to, but I can do that. And even if I skip too far ahead, I can go to this slide. This was a little Easter egg in my presentation on the webinar, but yeah, I couldn't do that once more. But I couldn't do that, sadly. So here is the presentation on the slide that I didn't want to present, but I wanted to give people the option to go to that slide. In order to go back, you just click on Sync to Presenter. And once I click on that, I'm back to where the presenter is. And who's the presenter? That is this guy. So that is one nifty little feature of PowerPoint Live. You are still in the presentation, and you have your notes, you have your slides, you have the option to let people skip the slides. There's an additional cool thing here that if I click on my next slide, I see that there is a YouTube video running. That YouTube video is from another presenter on YouTube, and I would highly recommend going to her presentation after this one because she does a wonderful job. Now, as a presenter, I can start the video, but as a viewer, I can also start the video and I can stop the video, and the video is of a better quality than the video would be when you have a presentation on the normal mode when you're sharing your screen, because the data is being processed at Microsoft's end and not on your machine itself. So let's have a brief look at her presentation.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to share a PowerPoint deck in a Teams meeting properly so that you do not lose.
And this is what I'm seeing from a browser on a presentation with Microsoft Teams. And the presenter didn't start this. So that is an awesome feature. And I really like the quality of the video. Not only the presenter quality, but the quality of the video itself. So I can start this as a viewer. It just blows me away. All right, so that is another thing. And as you can see, there is comments in here as well. How to share my screen after accessing the presentation in an easy way. So that is one of the downsides that I found in Teams presentation with PowerPoint Live, that if I wanted to share my screen at any point in time, let's just do that right now. So I'm presenting the screen, vertigo, and what I can do is I can stop presenting, stop sharing. All right, I can stop sharing, but how do I get back to the presentation slide that I had open here? If I click on Present in Teams, I can click on Present in Teams again. It opens PowerPoint Live, but the downside here is it opens up at the start. Oh, would you like to resume to slide 16? Yes, please. That is a new feature. I haven't seen that before. Maybe it was there, maybe I didn't see it, but that is a very cool addition. Very nice. So let's head on over to slide number 17. Here is a German slide, like we call it in the Netherlands. This German slide shows you a lot of text, and it's not best practice by far. We can also see that I didn't read the memo before I started the Teams live event during the webinar. But what I can do is I can go to More Actions, and I have the option to translate the slide into just about 16, I think, 16 different languages that I have available. So I'm not able to read Espanol myself. But if I go back to the meeting, nothing's happening. Very nice. Why is nothing happening? It's not translated. Maybe it is an individual thing. So I can translate it on here, and it translated the text, but it shows too much. I can translate it in Dutch. I know how to read Dutch. That looks okay, but where did the text go? Alright, so maybe that's too much text. Let's see that on a shorter slide where we have the part where I talked about loop and loop workspaces. Skipping too much. Saying to presenter. And it automatically had that translated in Dutch. So don't have too much text on your slide is what we learned today again. Let's see Italiano. Looks good. Nice language. And let's try just another one. Completely different. One of the Eastern languages. I don't know. Does this look good? I have no idea, but it looks nice. So the translation is personal for the viewer. It is something that you can help out with international crowds that have difficulty looking at your presentation when it is in English. So that is what I wanted to share in my webinar for Projectum. Once again, that link is in the show notes down below. Please watch that video as well because I had 4 tips. 3 of them are in the webinar itself. Thanks for sticking around. Next time it's going to be Project for the Web or Power BI again. I just wanted to have this out there because it wasn't part of the webinar and I wanted to present this to you. If you liked the video, hit that subscribe button, click on that like, share it with all your friends, and I'll see you next time.